we need to talk about Siege. If you watched my review, you know I love the game despite its flaws. I've been here since day one for fun and been here for the past few seasons trying to sweat it out in Platinum. I'm not a hardcore player by any means, but I like to think I'm above average and know what I'm talking about. I've seen the nerfs of Blackbeard and Ella and I've dealt with the new map pools and I'm still here. Bear in mind this is my opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. Let's use this to start a discussion. Over the past month, I've uploaded more than I ever have, around 25 plus videos in just under a month, with hopefully enough variety so there's something for everyone. Today's video is the first on this channel like it, and one I've wanted to do for a while, because this has been brewing for a while. Siege is at a crossroads. Ubisoft are going to have to make some decisions soon if they haven't already. Firstly, for those that don't know, Siege is running on an engine that wasn't even designed for FPS games. It's shown throughout its cycle, and while they patch up issues, you can guarantee a new one will pop up immediately. Jaeger head shield glitch? Fine, we'll get that out. Oh, castle glitch that slows the game down? Fine, we'll get that out. Monty and Blitz shooting people without lowering their shields. It's just never ending. Ubisoft themselves have even stated in the past they want around 100 operators in the game and more maps, but the game's engine can't support it all at once. And they then followed up by saying they could be forced to remove maps and operators as they add new ones and keep cycling it. To their credit, they did have Operation Health, which focused on the stability of the game, introduced one-step matchmaking, and allowed at least for shorter queue times. But on console especially, you rarely see it. Averages around 2 to 3 minutes on a good day to find a game, and when it does, you put against people 2 to 3 ranks higher than you, which matters. The decision to reduce ranked pool to 9 instead of the full 16 was one that was applauded by the hardcore players, but for someone like me who is a huge fan of the game, I hated this change, and I still do. I miss Canal, Hereford and Plain. I didn't mind if they were slightly unbalanced because they were unbalanced for everyone, they were fun maps. The new rotation encouraged a level of tryhard that everyone who plays has been forced to adapt if they want to succeed at the game. I find myself caring about wins and rank more so than ever because that's what the game has become. I'm fairly good at FPS games. That's not me bragging, I just play a lot of them so I like to think I know what I'm doing. I can't just sit and be happy in silver on this game when I know I'm better, so the game forces me into this. Instead of a fun ranked match on house, it's a sweatfest on console for the 4th time in a single session. Not to mention, in 3 years we have had no new mode besides a co-op one for a couple of weeks, no new additions to multiplayer except operators and maps, half of which have released in less than desirable ways. Ubisoft at this point has no excuse in my opinion. They clearly care about the game and have decided to invest in it a long time ago, which is fantastic and not something you see a lot these days. But when a new DLC rolls around and the operator's a 3-speed, no recoil, or just straight up change the meta in a way that's jarring and frankly laughable, Lion and Ella spring to mind, then you have a horrible time until they get nerfed, sometimes to the point of almost why were they added in the first place. These often get rolled out on PC first, and when it's far too late. I said in my review, Siege is about balance. Far too frequently are Ubisoft forgetting this. Not enough people picked Blitz, so they buffed him into oblivion, and now with a good player, he's practically unkillable. As soon as I hear a Blitz, my heart sinks. It's not fun to play against at all, and I can't for the life of me understand why they would still have this. Ubisoft had a tendency to have selective hearing. What's that? Blitz is overpowered? We'll nerf Glaz. Ella needs more recoil? Let's give her too much recoil, one less Ella charge, and reduced range. I used to play Ella, I'm sure many of you did, I now barely even touch her. They're so one way or the other, it's ridiculous, and finding that one operator that won't get changed and sticking with them is often the way to go. Tired of getting spawn peeked? We'll take away 2 ACOGs off the 3 speeds, but not the people like Rook and Doc who can still spawn peek you. Drop shotting is ruining 1v1s? We'll nerf it, but not really. The rank system is still in beta. Since day one, it's still in beta. It always will be, and it always has been. I bet everything on that. They don't need to remove that tag because it gives them an excuse to change things in the rank system by just simply explaining, oh yeah, it's fine, it's in beta, it's not final. It hasn't changed and it isn't going to, but it should, for a couple of reasons. The placement matches and ELO at the beginning of a new season is a joke. Quick recap, at the start of every season, you have to play 10 matches after your rank is reset, lose the majority, you'll be down into silver and low gold, win the majority, you're talking high gold, possible platinum. Then after this you get roughly 80 to 100 points per match, ELO, lose that amount if you lose a match, and gain that if you win the match. meaning you hop, skip, and generally fuck past ranks below and higher than you until your elo goes down low enough where you no longer rank up and rank down every match, and the grind begins. Why is this the system still? When my elo basically runs out at the end of the season and I grind my ass off to somehow get to Plat 1 for the first time despite the minimum being stupidly far from 2, my reward, like any season platinum before it, is a charm. That's it. I don't get an immediate start into gold or platinum, so you have to do it all again. I get the idea, but for me it's just not good, and if you smash a season you can leave it with a sense of, well, what was the point? When Chimera rolled out and people tried to adjust to Lion, it affected a lot of people's ranks for the first time in a while. When Ubisoft makes the game about Pro League and rank, fundamentally changing the game to inadvertently hinder you in getting that high rank is laughable. Why does the ELA scale down the more you play? I understand the idea to ultimately determine your true rank. If you grind out of it, fair enough. But if you're Plat 3, more than likely, by the end of the season, you're not getting out of Plat 3. It makes the end of the season a wind down, and with the lack of variety in maps you coupled with it, the game becomes stale and boring towards the end of the season, and this carries into the next season. This last 3 weeks, I've only just got back into Siege after at least a month out, and I suffered for it. It felt like a whole new game. Attacking is as difficult as ever, if not more so. A defender now has a gun that rips and has 0 recoil. Shock. Some nice display changes and a map rework is nice. I'm not a huge fan of the new HUD, and the needles change to the operator selection screen is just pointless and a pain. The amount of times I've selected the wrong operator because the menu lags and I've pressed circle to change and it doesn't work is just infuriating. Why bother with that? It just makes no sense. I've done nothing but piss on the game, but trust me, I do love the game and probably play it every day. But I feel this all needs to be out there. Now I have to mention map design. For the most part, map design is stellar, but they've dropped the ball with implementation. Theme Park was awful until the new lighting system came into place. Tower was regarded by many as a joke for being in ranked. Personally, I learned the map super quickly, so I found quite a lot of success on it, but I do understand the issues it had and why it was criticised. Villa, after playing it again today, I'm just going to say is the worst map in the ranked pool by far. One of the worst in the game. I fully admit this could be down to me not knowing the map well enough to do well on it, but therein lies the issue. Like, because it's a new season DLC, they feel the need to shoehorn it in there. In its current state, with no one knowing how the map works, on a basic level, it's awful. Damn near costing me a win every time I get it. They dubbed it their most balanced map and most competitive. How? Far too many rooms for no reason, too many soft walls that can't be reinforced, art storage is a joke, awful sites for objectives, especially a secure area. Why have a map literally no one knows and won't know for at least another season in the pool, but not maps like the original ones? It's blatant, it's awful, and it has no place in ranked. Again, could be down to me not knowing it, but that's the issue. I'm on console, always have been, but I can't help but notice the recent surge in hacking on PC, to the point popular YouTubers are even leaving the game. The rise of boosters and smurf accounts to hack and boost someone to diamond is clear, and the manner in which they're doing so is so blatant, they almost don't care about any repercussions. Now, Ubisoft did introduce Battle Eye a few seasons ago, which was at a key point. If they didn't do that, the game would be dead on PC. Thankfully, they did do that. Battle Eye really works, but it's clearly not good enough anymore. Ubisoft has to get control of this, and fast, before it spirals by focusing on the game and not the Pro League. Hearing that a pick and ban system is coming got me excited, until I heard it's custom games and Pro League only. The map rotation I mentioned, a direct mirror of the Pro League. I don't want to play in the Pro League or play against players who think they are at that level. Siege will always have a player base and people to watch the main YouTube account, barring something ridiculous. But it's not them they need to worry about, it's the casual to prolific player. Casual is as toxic as ever, the vote to kick, the friendly fire. It's getting more of a grind and less of what made Siege a must play every day. With regards to the engine, Ubisoft either has to double down on a new engine or a new game. One of the two has to happen at some point in the game's future, and not before it's too late. An overhaul of the ranking system, meaning you end up where you're meant to, because at the moment, Plat players are not Platinum players. Gold players are barely a Silver at times. To the point where you can't rely on the knowledge of knowing a random's rank to determine their skill level. If I solo queue and find out my team are all Plats and Golds, that should be good. I should be thinking, yes, right, we have a good team who knows what they're doing. Often they don't, and it's just infuriating. This season, Parabellum has, to me at least, seen a new level of people quitting matches and not coming back. almost as if they don't care about ranked, as if they don't have a reason to. The immediate defeat once they leave is getting beyond a joke. Let someone get less elo if they join mid-match, or not lose any if they join mid-match. Just something, anything. I don't want to wait 5 minutes to find a match for it to be a 4v5, 3v5 against people 2 to 3 levels higher than me. That's not fun. Gamers are fickle. They'll hop on the latest trend and trivialise it and make it huge out of nothing. Look at PUBG and Fortnite being so big they have forced AAA games to adopt a Battle Royale mode. For better or worse, that's where the money is right now, but that's another video. I'm not worried for the game yet, but if I've noticed these things and they affect my experience, chances are they've affected yours and a lot of other people's as well. Ubisoft has to double down and go full steam ahead with this game. 30 million players and counting, and yet the game doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's stuck and not sure how to get out. By no means do I have the answers, and while that could make my points invalid, I'm not a developer. It's not my role to fix the game, it's the developer's role to fix the game, and to listen to criticisms people have. It's up to them to make sure it works, and still, a lot of Siege doesn't, such as like the engine, like I mentioned, people seeing you before you see them, yet you're looking exactly at them. It's just, it borders on unfair at times, and like, almost feels like the game's against you. Thanks for watching. This is more of a discussion video. Once again, I do love the game deep down, but surface level is getting really ugly in my opinion. While scripted, I may have ranted at times, so I can only apologise, and I hope my points were clear for you guys. This may be a new series I start, we'll see if there's a lot to talk about. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think Siege needs to be fixed? Do you think it's fine as it is? Will Siege die off? Is the audience still there? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, if anybody watches this. Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thanks for watching.